teleporting, now I'm running this. You don't wanna follow me, I'm up in front of this. Iron in the jungle with the troops, trying to get it what it does. Battling and I never lose, we some motherfucking warriors.
One of the most debated topics when it comes to sensitivity is aim acceleration. Some people like it, while others don't. Using aim acceleration should be a personal choice based on preference, but hopefully this video will help better explain aim acceleration and help you decide that for yourself. Welcome to Critical Ops Academy, episode number 6, with your host Manthus. In today's episode, we will be reviewing what aim acceleration is, how it works, and the pros and cons of using or not using it. I'll greatly appreciate any feedback you have in the comments, so after you finish watching, please let me know what you thought. If you learned something new in this video, I would appreciate it so much if you hit that like button and subscribed to support me so I can keep making these videos. With that all said, let's get right into this episode. So before we dive down to the specifics of aim acceleration, I first wanted to give you guys a basic description of what it is. Aim acceleration basically makes your character turn faster based on how fast you move your finger across the screen. If that makes no sense at all, then this visual will help you understand it better. In the first clip, I'm using no aim acceleration at all. When I move my finger from point A to point B on the screen, my character kinda does a 360 and then ends up looking at that doorway. No matter how quickly I move my finger across the screen, he always ends up turning the same amount of degrees. In this next clip, I'm using about 10% aim acceleration. As you can see, moving my finger slowly across the screen still makes him turn about the same amount, but if I move my finger faster, my character turns farther. Turning up your aim acceleration more means your character will be able to turn faster. Now that you understand how aim acceleration works, I'm going to dive into the pros and cons of using or not using aim acceleration. I'm going to start off by saying that more aim acceleration is probably a bad thing. You don't want to turn it up super high because then it will be hard to control aim and flicks. If you use aim acceleration, I would recommend using some amount around the 20s or 30s, paired with a lower sensitivity. The reason you should have a lower sensitivity is because if you're in a gunfight, you want a low enough sensitivity to be able to control your recoil or follow a target. However, if you get in a situation where you need to flick someone or turn around quickly, you can quickly flick your finger across the screen and be aiming in the general area of the enemy. Because of the aim acceleration, you can be able to use a lower sensitivity for gunfights, but be able to turn faster if you need to. The only downside to using higher aim acceleration is that it can be hard to control when it comes to flicking. You might overflick or underflick by accident because you accidentally moved your finger too fast or too slow. Although aim acceleration has many benefits, there's nothing wrong with using no aim acceleration. If you don't use aim acceleration, you can go one of two ways. You can still use a lower sensitivity or choose a higher one. Using a lower sensitivity means you will still be able to control recoil and spread easily, but flicking will be much harder. You might have to move your finger much farther along the screen, causing you to need to move your hand back over and reset its position. Part of the reason why aim acceleration isn't an option for most PC games is because when you have a mouse, you can move it as far over as you want, and still use the mouse fully with your right hand. The problem with turning too far on a mobile game is that it becomes harder for you to use the other buttons on your screen or control recoil if you need to make sharp turns. The other option is to use a higher sensitivity. It will be a little harder to control bullet spread and recoil, but flicking will be easier and more doable on a higher sensitivity. That's all I have to say on aim acceleration. Whether you want to use it or not is completely up to you, but there is no right or wrong answer. Use the information from this video and try to find something that is comfortable for you. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Critical Ops Academy. If you have any feedback or questions, please feel free to leave a comment and I will read and respond to it. If you did enjoy this episode, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.